And here's what they're doing now to try and enslave your population to artificial selection, simulated artificial selection based on their ideals and archetypes. Um, and we would take a moment here for a second to say, slave, why slave? We established in predisposing videos that the entire tech industry was united with the phone and sex industry, the rank of which are rapists, sex slave people. And you'll see in my history on Google, if you do it, there should be, even though I guess it's, for some reason, they seem to separate that, there should be links. There should be a history of things to sex slave fucker, adjudicated fact, sex slave titles, and so forth. And in the following videos, you'll see, for example, Hurricane Andrew. In one of the videos, the sex slave videos and humiliation videos, you'll hear the girl say Miami, doing landscaping down in Miami. If you ever been to South Florida, you know how much that is supposed to be this sexually freedom haven paradise. Then you'll see in the next video, some of the following videos, for one, Hurricane Andrew, a story in Miami, you'll hear the governor after the fact, after they're flying a helicopter. That means all helicopters are not out of parameters, and if the helicopter can fly, all cars and trucks can fly. And he's saying over and over again, I don't see any first responders. So that brings about the question, what were the Alex Cortezes? I mean, oh, that was wrong. I have to take that back. What were the officers trained in? If they weren't trained in responding to natural emergencies like that, were they sex trained? Is that what they do? Because, of course, anybody who's legitimately into that much sex slavery would need to, at least a couple of officers to be able to have the benefit of the international warrant system. International, now that there's a Homeland Security Department claiming terrorists on their victims. Because, you know, remember Robert Hansen solicited go-go bars, and that's what they're out of too. And of course, Alex Cortez and so forth. In the following video after that, for Hurricane Michael, you'll see the people driving through it, sitting in the storm, watching, driving through it, filming the whole thing, filming the stadium. And yet there's no officers after everything's gone. Officers are supposed to be trained in emergency response, heroics, supposed to have that attitude unless they were trained merely in sex slaving and their attitude is all about sex slavery only. So here's what they're, if you follow all these apposition for these simulation functions, enslave you to artificial selection simulation, you'll see that this is where they're at now with this Pharaoh's Disney magic, because the Dubai consortium between Disney, you'll notice that the Disney in America closed down for the COVID, and that Disney went to Paris and offered Disney Paris in order to okay a replica of the Eiffel Tower and the new Disney that is now Disney Dubai, Dubai-land it's called. So they built replicas of the pyramids there, the 3 pyramids of Giza, so that would be the Pharaoh reference. So it would be Pharaoh's Disney magic. You'll note here in 6, so we're going to ordinally order these and metrically order them and metathesis order them. Meaning this is the ordinal order, this is the metric order, and this is the metathesis. You notice in the metathesis order only 2 of them here. What would make it 666 and 777, which is supposed to be magical numbers, which would be OAR, that's the OR, like in the Obama 818, because remember, AR is argon in the periodic table, that's 18, and that's 8O, right there, that's when they tried to do the false arrest there. So it's 018 at I, there's the ID thing, they're going to do the ID right here. Okay, then that would be AAI, you notice that's the Russian symbol right there that converts to the English I, which I, of course, added some fonts like they would do in their top secret fonts there for what it would obviously be. So that's AHAI, DOD, But if you take these now and you metathesis these what I call stall ontones, OHRIID, you get HID ratio, when you HID DOA ratio, dead on arrival ratio. That turns pharaoh into Harris when, of course, you use the key, which is sex people or slaves or people or so on people, PAN, pain. The PAN pharaoh, which is, of course, pain. Then that drops that down. That creates that Harris. And then, of course, here you see the international phoneme conversions would convert Disney into Dubai with the Bond, I know I. The D on S, that's like the Don's, like what, Don Trump? E-no-I. And this is quote, because right here, N-O-I. What does that mean? How does that mean anything? N-O-I. But well, I've already shown you where that comes into it. See where it says N-O-I? Just the function that it's not just some delusion there, or I didn't do it. N-O-I is what? N-O-I. What's N-O-I? There's your O-I. The CBD with the B conversion to the V is N-O-I to make the COVID. There's it's E-no-N or E-N-on. Then there's none, which that's none backwards. And then a Sony, which of course Sony is one of the major, broadcaster industries that you would of course need these industries involved if you were going to run simulation enslavement of the population to artificial selection. So that would make Harris's Biden's mate as magic with a GA here, GAT. Becomes mate. You say that then it's mastodons, which is from 10,000 BC, which is what they said the pharaoh used to build the pyramids. Which, by the way, 10,000 BC was supposed to be from space, but he was using mastodons or elephants. Then of course that's DOA, goats like scapegoats, because they hid the DOA ratio there. So then that would be, and eventually leads here to Dubai. You could confirm these by following these here. So you take these metric and these ordinal orders and you transfer them over here to their atomic conversion. So 1 and 17 would be H and CLL. So there you would need the ID to make that child. That's the mastodon's child. Is that what it's supposed to be? And then here, so it would say A2, HEAR is 2 and 18 ordinals. You come down here and it'd say what? I'll go. See it right here. I'll go a tube. Like hearing tube. That's what they call them, hearing devices. The child here from the hearing tube. Then here, 3 and 19, and that's what that whole periodic table is about, rape of children with a thermometer. That would be L-I-K, then you would need the L there. Now notice you get an idol when you add these in there, like American Idol, another one of those hearing industries, collusions between them. Then you get, here GA plus dog. Then it's and gang obit, because that's kill. Gang obit. Obit is legal for kill. Then you would come over here and you would have to do 20 and 4. That would be BACA, which you would metathesis in the B's if you add the H, which is, of course, then it's a so bieno. When you add in the apposition gates, no, B, so, and between these conversions. And then finally, the 21 and 5, that's of course the corona, C or on a, do a, DOA, corona, DOA. Then it's Dubai. And then it seems to add back down to the Satya guys, who, by the way, if you don't use the Kaneo form, you use the Unsa form V, and you take off that bottom serif there, his name turns into sativa with the I on, doesn't it? Which is like CBD and so forth. So then it's Pay, Disney, Magic. And what you'll do is you'll take these here, you'll notice these go this way. Agasso, Sonar, the apposition gauge. So you know that's a gasoline. Then Sonar is nothing, then that's tag bolt. Because if you take the statement, I am a boat, and reverse it, you'll see Obama's name there. Then a boat ramp. Then you see here this, and that ends up on a line net. Like Alien ET, on Alien ET, on a line net, there is what it ends up in. And that's how they're now. That's about the stage right now that the simulation is coming into. Political arena. Simulation of artificial selection slavery.